What's that sound?
What's that sound? What's that sound? It's the MOBcast.
Return to Monkey. 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, I mean, we can just dive right in. I mean, Michael and Brad, you guys are the experts on RCE here.
I think Michael is the expert.
This is the MOBcast, by the way. So.
This is the MOBcast.
Michael is the missing link.
Brad, I'm sorry. If any one of us would have started the AIDS
Michael is
epidemic,
a monkey.
I think it would have been Michael. So, because they say somebody got frisky with possibly with a monkey. So that would, I mean, I'm not saying bestiality or anything, but if anybody would do it, I'd say it was Michael. Sorry, Brad.
Believe it or not, that's actually what I was just doing my research on. Was the origin of monkeypox and
oh my gosh, that's a great tie-in. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Just to shed a little bit of light on what's been going on recently, in May of 2022, there was an outbreak of monkeypox. Banana.
Yeah, I need a banana.
Monkeypox is apparently some viral disease that's mainly transmitted sexually, and more so anally. So obviously that's kind of been going on. Of course, we have another virus that's spreading across the continents, but if you ask me, I think it was a direct attack on the human race. I think it's chemical warfare, and I think the monkeys and the orangutans and all the chimps, they're coming after us, and I think we need to be on high alert.
Okay. Slowing down for 1 second. Just 1 second. Open the brakes. For someone who doesn't know what a Random Chimp Event like me is, someone please explain? I thought it was a meme. There seems like there's a lot more to it.
Oh no!
What are we
the
talking
jokes
about?
Are very real. The Random Chimp Event is at some point in the future, at a random time. The chances may be low, they may be high. Random. We don't know. It's completely random. There's going to be an uprising of apes and chimps from the jungles around the world, and probably zoos, because some zoos are pretty bad. And they're just going to take to the streets.
Sleeper agents, if you will.
Yes.
In the zoos.
And just in waves.
Sleeper
and they're just going to, probably in 14 hours, completely decimate the human race.
I like to relate it to the plot, a rough plot like the Rise of the Planet of the Apes, but at an accelerated rate. So how long it took them to take over, multiply it by 50, So
it's like
it's
Planet
rapid.
of the Apes, but World War Z style movement. It's just waves of apes. But they're alive and they're way stronger. Think about this for a second. You've seen the videos of like chimpanzees that rip off like a hairless one. Well, I hope you don't look up those videos, but my God, they're the strongest things, and they have a thumb. So like
they have a thumb.
Our time it's limited.
I want to say, if we are ever judged by a court of law of apes in the future, if they see this recording, pull it up in the future. I just want to say Harambe did not deserve what he got, and it went downhill from there. So
I do not publicly support zoos and how they treat their animals. It's horrible and wrong, and it's pretty much a prison. So
I do agree with you entirely on that.
I sounded like I was joking, but I was actually telling the truth. I really don't
serious
like
myself.
I would like to make mention of the fact that I feel like Michael and Brad both sound like Will Ferrell and the other guys when he explains how the tuna fish would be able to start eating and hunting lion. So that is all I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna come out of the water, man. We're gonna get breathing apparatus. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna hunt you down.
Not hours at a time, but an hour and a half. We'll regroup. We'll come back, and then we will have a taste.
We'll scout. We'll scout you out.
That's not how you thought this was going to go.
I love that movie.
That movie is fantastic.
Did you finish it, Michael?
No, you had to work a lot of overtime. I've had to work a lot of overtime.
It's 15 minutes. You had 15 minutes.
It was really short.
Oh, well, I wish that movie was eternal. Shit, but
aim for the bushes.
Booyah.
What? So I guess my question here, okay, look, you're not gonna survive. No one is. We're not safe from the Random Chimp event. But how do you prolong your survival? How do you
Are they taking human workers? Are they taking human workers? Like people just be waiters and supply them with bananas, or is it just complete? I'm gonna fuck the entire human race. They're all going to hell.
Well, how bad have we been to monkeys over the years? They're gonna judge us. It's gonna be Judgment Day.
I've never been bad to a monkey before, so
I've never been in the same boat with a monkey.
But we'll probably all be judged as one equal human race, and they'll see us as not equals.
I would personally imagine that the roles would just be entirely flipped. I think that they would begin doing their own testing and experiments, and we would be the subjects. Just like we use monkeys for all of our experiments and awful tests. So I could see that being a thing.
What kind of weaponry are we facing?
Just the most advanced you've ever seen.
So you know how we talked
coming out of the trees with
wooden guns.
Guns. Okay.
We previously talked about a Velociraptor being able to handle an AK-47. Monkeys can drive a tank. So
okay.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they have some secret technology or vibranium that they use to create their own shields, and they dominate us in seconds. So. Mm-hmm. Michael, to answer your question, serious. As a prolonged survival, I would tend to try to get in a group, and with plenty of able-bodied men, probably the mob.
Preferably like this, yeah.
Yes, and we all have our significant others. Some family members, we know not everyone's going to make it. There are sacrifices, so...
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Well, ones have to go.
It's the RCE. And I feel like we'd have to bunker down, either go underground, maybe in the sewers, or try to get a floating, basically, carrier, or like an Avengers level type shit, where we just live in the sky.
If they have
invisible aircraft, is that what you're referring to?
Yes, basically the shield have a carrier, pretty much.
Okay, all right, perfect.
Or in the sewers. I kind of like the sewers, not gonna lie.
And I like that too because Nathan, I'm sorry. I was watching film. A secret tape that the apes had made. It's called The Wizard of Oz, and in that film there are flying monkeys. The skies aren't safe.
They're going to take over.
Hinting at it since the 30s.
They're going to take over Jordan's Cessna and take it for a ride. Throw a couple machine guns on there, and you're right. Okay, they'll take down the helicarrier within 12 hours. So I think going underground is best because we can channel them off, block them off. We have the entire sewer system. We can get civil plans from the township, city. I can sneak in.
Can't fit down there.
I'm a civil engineer. Big silverback, like you said. He can't be moving around pleasantly down there. So we got the little guys, the chimps, the apes. They can come down. And we should be terrified. But at the same time, I feel like we'd be able to block off our areas and basically, survive. And then we go out, we send out hunting parties or, hunters and gatherers, and then we either live on dirt and trash or we try to hunt the animals.
But you gotta think about just what they have at their disposal. I mean, they have so many different sizes in their personnel. They have finger monkeys that can get in through the smallest cracks.
Oh my gosh!
How are you gonna just save yourself down there?
Could you imagine a million capuchin monkeys just coming at you in a sewer?
Okay, so we build a wall. As one former president said, we build a wall in the sewers, and we go from there. Do you think if we made a monkey bomb in some capacity, do you think it could ward them off, or at least create a distraction of some sort?
What is a monkey
I would imagine
bomb?
it works similarly to Nazi zombies.
Yes. Okay. So we get to this point. It's like, so is this RCE so accelerated and they're driven by chemicals that that they're almost, as Jordan said, they're like the World War Z zombies. Like they're more freakishly fast and more driven just by destruction. That's the question.
I have a solution. I just looked this up. So it seems that part of the reason that we are superior as humans is because we were able to evolve to live in all types of climates. So I pitch that we just pack our shit and we move to Alaska.
Okay, but
yes?
I'm going to just nip that right in the butt right now. Yetis. They're distant cousins of... They're up there.
They're not going to procreate that fast. If we see one, you shoot one. That's it.
They have incredible body camouflage. That's why, they're actually just so abundant up there, but you just can't see them.
Matt, I'll be honest.
So if there's, if we get overwhelmed at once and they storm our camp, I guess we're screwed. But we could just leave a watch person, and if they come out of the shadows. Well, how many can there be? There can't be that many.
Matt, we don't know.
Billions.
They could be underground the Earth's core in the mantle, just waiting.
Billions, plural.
They have access.
What?
King Kong lives in the hollow.
I do not think.
He's supposed to be 10 feet tall.
I don't think any weapon besides energy-based is gonna scratch a Yeti. I don't.
50 caliber bullet, really?
They may catch it, man. Have you ever seen one? We don't know how tough their skin is.
I don't think any living being can. Not.
It's a Yeti. It's not a living being.
What is it,
man?
I thought you were talking
creature.
Yeah. I thought you meant like in humans, basically. Okay, so Matt, I like the idea of climate change, but then in the end, we're all going to burn up anyway because of climate change. But if we go,
I didn't say anything about climate change.
North,
so let's just move to fucking Alaska.
That's what I mean. If we head north, that is a problem. That's like Oregon Trail. 3/4 of us are going to die.
Only?
If that, 98%.
If
Michael
we do a good
and
job,
another
we prepare. If we get ahead of it, just as soon as it starts to happen,
you can't get ahead of it. It's random.
If any Hollywood movie producer, director,
we're already too late.
I think that would make a kick-ass movie. Is like trying to escape to Alaska via during the RCE. I make a kick-ass movie. I would watch that. But that's a great point, Brad. It's inevitable. It's random. We don't know.
Monkey events.
I think they've been playing dumb. If you want my honest opinion, I think that they've been advanced enough for a long time to take over. It's just they're waiting for the numbers. I think the numbers are getting close.
How do we know
that
it hasn't already
playing?
Started?
Yeah, I think they're playing dumb. We claim to have just experienced their Stone Age. They've just started to use objects as weapons, and I think that's bullshit. I think that they're coming.
Well, there's been a lot of mysterious corporations burning down lately, trying to destroy our infrastructure. And who's to say it's not them?
Who's to say they're not already underground?
Oh shit! So the sewers are out.
They're digging tunnels.
We're screwed.
Wait, we don't
They're
know.
burrowing.
They might have already won. We don't know. Look, do you know? Do you personally have you ever seen a Yeti and our president currently in the same room at the same time? No. All I'm saying is they could have infiltrated every level of government.
I feel like it would have been the last president is more like what a Yeti would look like. just like an odd-looking human. Like he's just so boxy.
Well, I think our
And
last
he's
president
pretty
looked more
tall.
like an orangutan, but
Oh well, you know, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm
orange
saying,
and just the way he was shaped. But
Biden just looks old and decrepit.
yeah, he looks more like.
Anybody see that bike video? Jesus Christ!
I do think the chimps would be allowed to ride a bike.
I feel like our president should be under the age of 60.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And also
'cause
probably not a.
Lord knows
hopefully
this guy's not
monkey.
going to protect us
hopefully
against the
not a
RCE.
monkey.
What happens when the monkeys they get access to like launch codes? Like what then? Do you think?
They're gonna bomb everybody back to the Stone Age. So
Are they going
going
to take collateral? Are they going to take collateral? Because there's billions of them. So
I
how are they
mean, look, we live in
give a
cities
fuck
and
about
towns. They live in jungles and they eat coconuts and bananas. They'll survive. They're survivors.
See, but
the hardest military action to do is to infiltrate, is to take on a defensive position. So they have to be around us. So if they're bombing us, they're going to have to take casualties. So do they not care about their own kind?
if there's
I
someone,
think there's
if there's a head ape, say, Palpatine, is the head ape. He has to play both sides here. He could be already on the inside in our government.
True.
And
Yeah, they would take them underground.
he just waits for the perfect time, but it's random to us. But he's had it planned out for decades upon decades. Makes you think.
Mm-hmm.
Another
It does.
question. Do you think
Yes,
it's
go
almost
for it.
like another relation to Star Wars? Do you think it's almost like an Order 66 kind of signal that they're able to send out to one another? That it's like,
I think it's telepathic.
it's time.
It very well could
and then
be.
they go. And every monkey around the globe does what it needs to do.
So
And
it's a
that
hive
is-
mind.
Is it?
I think it could be a hive
That's
mind.
That's a good point. That's a good question.
Their technology has accelerated so far past advanced and so far past us that to us we think that that's just a stupid monkey. No, they've embraced the return. They're like they're on some god tier shit. Like bananas are basically just it's like a decoy. Everything that they do is just a decoy. They're on like a different level.
We
And,
think it's
that-
funny to feed the bananas, but it's actually just they're like steroids, and we're just pumping them up, ready to charge.
I have a
I
question
think
for the
there's been
experts.
some really quick. I think there already have actually been some rogue assailants throughout history already. If you go on the internet, you can easily find this video. It's I believe it's in Africa. There's a squadron of soldiers hanging around a campsite, and they're playing with this chimp.
No.
It's all fun and games.
I know what you're
and then
talking about. He grabs the AK.
he picks up the AK, and they think it's super funny, and then they're all just blown away.
started blasting.
Anyways,
think-
that started.
Well, I mean, Brad, to your point, just last week I saw something on Instagram. 2 monkeys picked up a baby and just dropped him off a roof.
Oh,
I don't know where it was. That
Christ.
I'm not even kidding. It was crazy. It was super
Holy
sad. It was
shit.
on one of those
They're-
Nature is Crazy Instagram profiles.
They're just acting and as
They're
a
probing. They're probing us.
yeah. They're just trying to
probing.
gauge, and I mean ripping off people's faces.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
smashing skulls.
you don't know where the attack's gonna come, how it's like what form it's gonna take, if it's gonna be advanced weaponry or if it's gonna be bare knuckle
Rock'em sock'em
hand-to-hand
robots.
combat.
And
Question for the experts. Question for the experts. Off the wall question. What are they going to do about the dolphins? Are the dolphins going to be on our side? Are they
The
going to be on their
dolphins
side?
are the killer whales.
Well, those are terrifying. I'm terrified of killer whales. But
Are we talking about porpoise animals?
the really smart fuckers
total?
in the ocean, are they going to be like Atlantis versus the land, like Namor versus Wakanda we're seeing in movies now? What's going on here?
That's
think-
a interesting question.
my
Go ahead,
personal
Brad.
no, Brad, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's kind of touchy because we also don't have the best track record with ocean life.
we do not.
Take SeaWorld for example. It's terrible what we've done to
How
some
about
of
the
them.
island of plastic that's sitting in the middle of the ocean?
Yes, but
How about
but if
Finnan?
if they're an intelligent enough species, they'll realize that the monkeys won't stop. Once we're gone, they'll go for the oceans.
That's when Matt said climate change. I was thinking maybe we could make like a water world out in the middle of the ocean, trying to stay away from them. But I mean, if they're teaming up against us, I think we're SOL.
I didn't say climate change. I said that we should move to something.
That was me. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking like moving somewhere
a water-based existence. So monkeys and apes are all very muscular, right? And muscle is heavier than fat and sinks, whereas fat floats. So obviously the monkeys
cultivate mass,
peak physical form. I propose that we just like wade out 30 feet into the ocean after eating like a ton of food, so we all gain just a ton of mass, and then we'll float, and then they can't get to us because they sink because they're too strong.
Well, shit, if they're driving tanks, I think boats are a pretty easy step for them.
I've never seen a tank float in my life. Just putting it out there.
Like I said, I mean, it's not can we win, it's how long can we survive.
Yeah,
that's
the question.
We can go out to the ocean and we can do what we think is best, but at the end of the day, they're gonna find us. They're gonna get to us in one way or the other.
My personal opinion on the talk of the ocean is that I think at first, as Matt mentioned and Brad also said, we have not been kind to our oceans. So I think for a moment, the creatures of the sea may temporarily, give us up or, work with them to some extent to get rid of the humans. But then I think the ocean people, the ocean folk,
the ocean man,
the leader is Hans. They will be smart enough to realize we're not going to give our entire hand. We are going to basically stand alone. Like, we are not going to let the apes be able to take over our territory, pretty much. So I feel like we're basically walking towards a animal-based world with no human beings, I think.
We are no longer the top of the food chain. And honestly,
correct.
I don't think we ever were.
I'd probably agree with you.
I think they've been there for quite a while.
We just have population on them, so
apes together, strong.
I don't know, man. I think they're gonna take us as slave labor. All the weak ones they can control.
Oh, for sure.
But why would they?
Once they have to
why would
create
they
a
use us
society,
as slave labor when they're all so strong?
Have you ever seen Timmy Turner?
He would do everything.
He makes that wish, and he changes it into like an ape world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That episode? Yeah. They take slave labor in that, don't they? Or like Rick and Morty with the dogs. Every culture has taken slave labor when they conquer another.
Even ours.
Our labor would be so much less efficient than theirs because we're so much weaker than they are.
They would probably learn from our mistakes. They'd be like, we've been beaten by humans forever, and then, and look at what they did to themselves and all the problems
I am judging them based off of our mentality. So
no, they would eradicate us. They wouldn't they wouldn't give us an opportunity to rise up.
I want hope, okay?
Our hubris is our downfall. I laugh, but our days as a species is numbered. I think Elon, I think he knows something, because why else would he be going out to space? And
going to Mars.
Frankly, well, I'm not calling, by no means am I calling Elon Musk a sleeper agent for the ape society, but
I could see it.
I mean, yeah.
That would track.
Michael,
that would track.
You act like monkeys have not been to space.
Oh, you're right. Oh,
they have the experience more than the common.
Every facet of humankind.
Every terrain. Why haven't we tried to like make soldiers like Marines, but they're just like apes with like microchips in their head, so we can like control them with like could you imagine having a remote controlled ape at your disposal? Like, I can control a gorilla with my mind.
I think that's highly unethical.
I was going to say there's probably a couple of ethical issues with that one, but good thought.
I bet you if the technology was out there, someone would use it. And we use dogs all the time.
Oh, I have no doubt that someone would use it. It's just a matter if you should use it.
I'm not saying you should, but I'm saying that in the future, that's something that we might do, and I think that might be the last straw before it. I think Harambe, that was like the tipping point, but there's going to be something else that happens, and that's just going to, day 2, just set it off.
Well, Brad already said they're using chemical warfare. What's the next step? What's coming next?
Lasers.
Complete destruction. Probably destroy our utilities and lifelines that we may need. Any source of water, food, destroy it. So then we have to come out of the woodwork.
Wouldn't they need that too?
See, so what's been proposed is that actually, so monkeypox was obviously the first thing. They're attacking our well-being and our immune systems. The next thing they're going to go for is the banks. And we're already starting to see that here in this somewhat recessionary period. Things are getting a little dicey. Some companies are collapsing. They're really being put in a corner. And it's all attributed to Monkey
coin.
That's why we need to return to Monk. Because if we don't, it's just, it's over. I wish it was a more positive episode this time, but there's nothing we can do.
I think it's over regardless. Yeah.
Resistance is futile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so I have a question. This is kind of a question that's been around for a while. What do you think would win in just a hand to paw fight? A grizzly bear or a silverback gorilla?
No joke. I was gonna ask this question this episode. That's awesome.
Grizzly bear.
A grizzly bear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I
think gorilla. I think
It has
gorilla.
like 3-inch talons. Well, I think the gorilla will attack and like protect. Yeah, it's claws.
Claws.
It's a griffin.
It's a hawk.
The gorilla will protect its territory. Right. Speaking from the gorillas we know now, not from the RCE gorillas. So who knows what they're capable of. He's gonna protect his territory, but as soon as that gorilla gets the grizzly bear gets one good paw on him and fucks up his chest or something, he's gonna back off for a little while and think about what he did.
But
Kong never backed off.
That's true.
Kong's got a weapon. He can hold a weapon too.
Kong is 80 stories tall.
Well, a gorilla can hold a tree log.
Yeah.
But I think the gorilla... Michael, you take it. Go ahead.
I'm just thinking the gorilla, in my opinion, is probably a lot more maneuverable hand-to-hand than a grizzly bear. Like, yes, undoubtedly, grizzly bears are gigantic, strong, powerful animals, but they're chasing down other things that just kind of go in straight lines, like elk and salmon and,
Elk and salmon.
Quite the variety.
The gorilla, he's like I don't know, like he's fucking up tigers, lions, and probably other bears if they have those in the jungle.
You just do tigers, lions, and bears.
No, Michael, I'm with you because I think the gorilla can move faster, it can jump, it can, like you said, basically swing around, have easy maneuverability, and I think its use of thumbs, and also I feel like it would just go for its neck and try to choke it out.
Do you know what they've said the most deadly predator ever on the planet was?
Humans.
So within the last 4 or 5 years at some point, there was some cocaine thing that was like getting flown over something or other.
I know what you're talking about.
And like a 500 or 600 pound grizzly bear got into it and like was off his ass on cocaine for, I think they said it had to have been less than an hour before he overdosed, but they said he had to have been the most aggressive and like strongest and whatever like predator that's ever been on the face of the earth.
That's terrifying.
It was literally, it was the craziest thing ever. I read that article too.
I'd love to.
Wild.
Are there any videos of it? I'd love to see a video.
No, nobody ran into it, thankfully,
that's a shame.
because they wouldn't have lived to tell the tale.
That's nuts.
So I think it would be close. I think the grizzly bear would take it. I think a full-grown grizzly. No, it doesn't have the opposable thumbs. I do think that's a big upside for the gorilla, but I think from a defensive standpoint, the Grizzlies are just so thick. I mean, getting to anything that could actually harm the grizzly, other than like maybe its eyes, would be really tough for the gorilla. And I think, to Michael's point, or maybe it was Jordan, their claws. I mean, just daggers. That would
not to mention their bite
gorilla
force.
pretty bad.
No joke. Hey, gorillas' bite force ain't nothing to mess with either.
True.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
they got some fangs.
I just say I think the gorilla's not trying to punch through it. I think it's trying to crush its skull or trying to break its neck, basically. I think it's a toss-up, honestly. I could see it go both ways.
I think it's a question of how long the fight goes. If it's a long fight, I give it to the gorilla. If it's a short fight, up close, grizzly bear all day.
I think so. I like that.
I could see that. Did you guys see the story? I think I did look it up. I believe it's true that one year Mike Tyson offered a zookeeper $10,000 to let him go in the cage and fight a silverback. Now look,
there's like something I could do.
He would die so fast.
Thank goodness.
Now that's who I want as president when the RCE hits. I want someone who's going to be on the front lines that is willing to go out on his shield.
I think I want him or The Rock. I think I'd like The Rock for some reason.
The Rock. I would like to see Sylvester Stallone.
He was in the.
Let me tell you, that man would be useless. Absolutely useless.
Rampage. He was in that Rampage movie.
That's it.
He was.
He would be useless.
Any human being would in that situation. My gosh.
So there are people out there with skills that would lend themselves to this RCE, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is not one of those people.
No,
besides just the fact that
I'm talking about the fight with a gorilla.
Oh. Yeah, still.
Yeah, I don't think any person one-on-one, I don't care if you are The Rock or Mike Tyson. I mean, maybe them together and they both had tasers. But
maybe.
I don't even know though if
I'll kill it with a taser.
I don't know.
Not that hard. You just get you just tase them until they KO, and then you just choke them out.
Okay.
I feel like
hope they don't choke you out.
Look at my wingspan and then double that basically for a gorilla. I feel like so they got the.
You just have to charge them with the thing and have it all the way
up.
You
go and try that. See how that goes for you.
I will. You give me a taser. It's over.
You're dead.
I think there was one man who could have saved us from the RCE, and we're shit out of luck now because he died. And I think that man was Steve Irwin. I think he could have saved us. I think he could have.
He would have been the ambassador for all humankind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He would have
talked them down.
Earth just lost its best defender.
Yeah. So I have
actually
a question.
Go ahead, Brad. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say I have a question for all of you. If you had a team of, just very if you had a super skilled team to bring into with the RCE. Going on, who would be on that team? I'm gonna say we'll give, let's say, 3 humans, and you could pick one animal.
Still Team 6, and a grizzly bear.
I'm sorry, my sound's cut out.
Did you guys pick me up?
Yeah,
Jordan, say it again.
Still Team 6,
okay,
and a grizzly bear.
So we get 3 people, you said?
3 people and an animal, yeah.
That's a really good question.
And they can't be comic book characters or
real life, real human beings.
Because this is serious. This is a real thing.
But it's random.
So, right.
Dead or alive or alive?
Alive, dude. We're talking about how to defend
I'd like Abraham Lincoln,
humankind.
Please.
Yeah, exactly.
The animal, if we're talking real animals, I I'd probably want, if we're going to Alaska, I'm taking a polar bear.
I love that. Great idea.
But I agree with Jordan. Probably some sort of big bear that can handle its own and protect us and also be rideable. The people. Someone fill in with animals or people.
I'll take a tiger.
Oh, that's a good one. Brad doesn't approve.
Siberian tiger, because we're going to Alaska.
There you go.
There you go. I think I would pick one of those leopard seals because, look, hear me out.
Michael,
there's going to be some water travel. And those things, have you seen those things?
I want a narwhal.
They just jump out of the... a full whale. That's the ocean. That's how we get on the ocean. We build like some kind of infrastructure raft thing on
inside
his
its
back
mouth.
with cannons.
I was going with like the Moses
weaponry.
route. Brad, how about your animal?
So my animal would probably be, I would go the bear route.
Yeah.
If we're talking in the water, I would say killer whale. Obviously, they're
in the
just
water.
so smart.
Those things
For
will
sheer
survive.
right, for sheer size, I would maybe think about an elephant.
Oh, yeah. That'd be badass.
That's solid.
Or give me a hippo.
Or I mean, you could hippo too. Yeah, they're
Hippo,
extremely
yeah.
aggressive.
Yeah. And they're like in the element of the some of the apes too. I think
Right.
they like
So-
know.
Maybe.
From an animal standpoint, I think any of those would be pretty good choices.
You probably can't go wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then from a human standpoint, I think my team would be Bear Grylls,
That's good.
Dan Bilzerian, and probably the Big Show, the WWE wrestler.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Dan just supplies all the weaponry. I think Bear provides the tactical, just the survival instinct aspect, and then I think the Big Show's just giant, and I could outrun him.
Okay. I like
There
that
you
a
go.
lot. Those are really good.
Yeah.
I gotta. Okay. So if I had to pick 3 people, I'd probably go one, as we talked about him previously. I may go with Liver King.
That's a good
knows
one.
how to survive
That dude's gonna
in
die
the
here
wild. I don't love him, but I feel like his resources as Elon Musk is. I feel like that's pretty undisputable. Just go to space, and probably I want some hunter. Is that guy? Is the movie that was based on American Sniper? Is that guy still alive?
No.
Yeah.
No, Chris Kyle.
Kyle
He
is
passed
gone.
away. Yeah, you are
killed
correct.
himself?
Yeah.
You could take the guy from Meat Eater. He's a big hunter. He hunts everything.
I'd probably pick
So you
some renowned
you could-
sniper.
you could also-
Yeah.
You could also have Cam Haynes. He's an Under Armour ambassador.
Oh, cool.
He's an ultra marathon runner. He's like runs like
You're not
hundreds
running
of
him.
miles a week.
Hear me out. You
He's
don't
a crazy hunter.
If I can't, I may just pick.
You
Chris-
could ride on his back,
Yeah.
and he could just run for miles.
I think I just pick Chris Hemsworth for comedic relief, and because he's cool. So those would be my 3.
Yeah. All right.
So I think
Good.
for the resources and hunting ability, I'd have to go. I think Joe Rogan's a pretty good choice.
Pretty good.
Also good.
And then he's friends with. So like I don't know any like Navy SEALs off the top of my head or Special Forces people, so I'm just gonna kind of stay in that lane
I know
and
where
go
you're
with
going.
Jocko.
Oh, I thought you were
think
gonna say Goggins.
I was actually thinking about that as my 3rd, because you can never have enough like moral support in those situations. Plus, he was a
Right.
SEAL, so
Yeah.
you know the job's gonna get done.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that "Don't Stop When You're Tired, Stop When You're Done" video all the time, and it didn't help on those first 2 exams, but it's gonna help on the rest of them. That's
Damn
for
right.
damn sure.
Damn right. Come on,
Yeah.
son.
Yeah, fuck it. I guess those are the 3 that I'll go with.
Nice. Michael, Jordan.
He's a great basketball player.
Oh, he is. And my
Oh,
first
no,
pick.
no.
I know.
Michael, that was good.
I know what you're saying.
Sorry, I was a little slow there.
I don't know, Jordan. If you have somebody in mind, go for it. I have to do my draft here quickly.
Well, I said SEAL Team 6 earlier, but now you guys gave
shoot,
examples.
yeah, you did say that. All right,
I feel like they just leave me behind, so I'm probably gonna die either way.
Michael, give us 3 names.
All right. Purely for the resources and the fact that I could demolish this man in any athletic event, Bill Gates. I also don't love him, so look, I'm not a thief, but like,
You don't have
if
to
it's
like
me,
each other, you know.
If it's me or my survival, you know what? I feel like he's well traveled. He might have secret underground bunkers, so that could work. I also don't like this man, but everybody needs a redemption arc. So Antonio Brown, just because I think that he would be a good athlete. Hear me out.
What does he bring to the team?
Crazy motherfucker. That's what
He's gonna
He's
trip
the wild
you.
card.
He's gonna trip you and then let you be taken. That's what's gonna happen.
I could be knocked out for 4.5 hours and I'm still beating Bill Gates' ass. That's a fact. And then someone who is probably a real pick. I hate to repeat names, but I think. Oh no, actually, I'm not going to repeat names. I feel like Keanu Reeves has a certain set of skills.
Yeah.
Because if you've seen the trading videos,
he
training.
he trains for real. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think like that would carry over quite well. He's also a stand-up guy, and he would, be a nice outlet from the other 2 that I picked because they sound both insufferable.
I really like that pick because he is like an awesome person.
Just give me the top 3 richest Saudi Arabian princes, and we're gonna figure it out. And for my animal, I'm gonna pick my dog.
Oh,
We good to go.
Oh,
that's a good answer. Well, that's awesome.
oh my gosh!
I
I'll just
assumed
play
that
those
we could
things
control. I assumed that we could control the animal, no matter what the animal was.
Yeah,
it's trained.
I would think
It'd be
it's
trained.
trained to you, like it is your companion.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like in
trained
Far
just-
Cry, you have like Cheeseburger the bear, basically.
I know.
You just give me the cave bear from Far
Oh
Cry.
yeah, that thing
Primal.
was a beast.
Yeah.
If they were alive, we're going back to our prehistoric episodes, but give me a Velociraptor. That's
Oh,
probably,
yeah.
that would be my fantasy pick.
Yeah. The fantasy pick, yeah.
Then just a
Every
megalodon in the
survival.
ocean.
Oh my god! How many gorillas would it take to take down a megalodon? It would
1,000
be
gorillas or 1 megalodon.
I'm gonna say it now. From now on, if we do any of these like top 5 picks or pick an animal or something like that, I'm just Megalodon for the rest of my life, if it's possible.
Pretty badass choice.
More and more through all these survival type scenarios, I feel like the best kind of thing that you'd want is something that looks like an appa. It can fly. It's gigantic.
Yeah, that's,
Like,
that's a good pick.
If it's fantasy pick, I'm like, look, there's no way a chimp is vertical jumping faster than what appa could lift off the ground.
They have Wakandan technology, though, Michael. So what are you gonna do in the air?
Appa's technically an airbender. So.
It would be good to have a land and air type of creature, but clearly today there's none that would be able to carry you.
Give me a
Brad,
pterodactyl.
you want to give me a quick rundown of that article that you sent us about the whatever that show was? Speaking of Appa, or we could do it
Oh, yeah.
afterward?
No, just... just real quick,
Well,
I
guys-
guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, everybody should be excited about it anyway. So
Yeah, during I think it was the San Diego Comic-Con, the Avatar Studios, or I think that's what it is. They just announced that the first movie that they'll be producing is based on Aang and the rest of his crew, rather than like a new original story. So it's gonna take place like in their like early adulthood, which is super sick.
Sweet.
That makes me
But
so happy.
I guess
Super exciting.
that would be our only chance of beating the apes, is if the Avatar returned, and he's been missing. So
Oh.
Well, since it came up, one final thing. Give us what is your element of choice? I'm going fire.
We've had this conversation so many times.
Probably water.
It changes.
Changes day to day.
Brad, I still
so
think you're an
tough.
earthbender, bro. I still think you're
I mean-
He's
an
an
earthbender.
earthbender.
Yeah, it's because
You're
I'm
wearing green.
earthy.
I
Yeah,
just
I
see you
mean,
moving mountains, my guy.
thanks, dude.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I mean, yeah, I would take that. I mean, being an earthbender, like having metal bending and lava bending, that'd be kind of cool.
That would be sick.
I just think the other ones, though, like airbending, you can fly. Water bending, you have like blood bending, ice. Fire bending, you can lightning bend. I don't know.
You can lava bend with
I get. I'll be an earthbender. I'll bite the bullet there.
What about you, Michael?
Well, first off, who could forget Sparky Boom Man? I feel like if Aang can't do it, he can. The man can shoot just like the energy weapons that we need out of his head. So
true.
that's good. But yeah, I'd probably be a waterbender because
I can see
I know I haven't, but like the water. The water's a good place to be. Also, you could bend probably certain vines and things into the shape of like a banana, and that would be good decoys while you're trying to get away.
Right.
And
you're wrapping it back into
I would be a
And actually, I was just gonna say, I mean, that would be very beneficial. I think earthbending would be very beneficial too. You could build your own fortresses really fast. Obviously, you could drop just boulders on top of monkeys.
I am going to
Might just piss off some gorillas, but you
monkeys.
can probably kill some chimps.
Yeah.
And then
Nathan, what?
and then
firebending.
then firebending, you just burn them.
Burn them.
Do you think monkeys taste good? I feel like they.
I don't know.
Sorry, I just thought about something. I don't think the fire would kill them fast enough. I think you'd have silverbacks on fire running at you.
I
think that'd be an
lightning
issue.
bender then. Lightning would kill him.
Did anybody else just see how that came full circle? At the beginning of this podcast, I said something about how if one of us was going to like started AIDS, it would have been Michael, and he literally just asked, "Does monkey taste good?" And that's how they think that like AIDS started. Is that somebody was eating monkey and they like were cutting up the meat and they had a cut on their hand, and like it got into that person, and then I think everybody knows how AIDS spreads around. So,
and well, as random as that conversation is, so is the Random Chimp Event. So you never know when it may happen. It could happen tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe 50 years from now. So be prepared for the RCE. And this has been
I was just gonna say, this has been the MOBcast. This could be our last episode.
Episode 10. Thank you, guys.
What's that sound? What's that sound?
It's the MOBcast.